In the year 2145, humanity believed it had uncovered the ultimate truth of the universe. That life, in all its complexity, arose by random chance on a tiny planet orbiting an ordinary star. This belief, entrenched in the collective consciousness, was never questioned. The great theory of evolution and an intricate understanding of the cosmos solidified humanity's position as the lone intelligent species in a cold, indifferent universe. But humanity's certainty was about to shatter. Dr. Anaya Kale, a theoretical physicist at the forefront of dark matter research, had always been a step ahead of her peers. While most scientists viewed dark matter as an invisible scaffolding shaping galaxies, Dr. Kale was haunted by patterns no one else seemed to notice. To her, dark matter wasn't just a passive structure. It felt deliberate, as though it concealed secrets far beyond human understanding. Years of tireless research finally bore fruit when Dr. Kale and her team detected strange, structured patterns within the dark matter field surrounding Earth. The patterns weren't random. They formed a complex, interconnected network, like a cosmic communication grid spanning the galaxy. The implications were staggering. Driven by equal parts curiosity and dread, Dr. Kale devised a way to send a signal through this dark matter network. It was a long shot, one born out of desperation to confirm her suspicions. With her heart racing, she activated the transmitter and sent humanity's first message into the void. The reply came instantly. A signal, clearer and more direct than anyone could have imagined, returned in less than a millisecond. As the team decrypted the message, an eerie silence filled the lab. On the screen, glowing in stark simplicity, were 4 words that would change everything. "You are not alone." The lab erupted in chaos. Within hours, news of the discovery leaked, sending shockwaves across the globe. But the initial awe soon turned to dread as the message's deeper layers were decoded. Humanity learned of an intelligence so ancient and vast it defied comprehension, a civilization that existed beyond time and dimensions. This intelligence revealed a harrowing truth. Life on Earth was no accident. The dark matter grid, spanning the cosmos, was part of a vast experiment. For billions of years, this intelligence had seeded planets across galaxies, guiding the evolution of countless species. Earth was just one test site among many, carefully monitored and manipulated. Wars, technological breakthroughs, philosophical revolutions. Everything humans thought was their own doing had been subtly influenced by these unseen forces. But the most chilling revelation was yet to come. The experiment was nearing its final phase. The ancient intelligence, dissatisfied with humanity's progress, had deemed Earth's inhabitants a failure. They were preparing to reset the planet, wiping out all life and starting anew, just as they had done with countless civilizations before. Panic gripped the world as more signals poured in. The reset process had already begun. Cities vanished in moments, history unraveled, and the fabric of reality itself began to distort. The skies darkened as the dark matter grid pulsed ominously, readying to wipe Earth's slate clean. And then a sudden pause. One final message came through, a faint glimmer of hope amidst the chaos. Prove your worth. For the first time, humanity had a choice. The intelligence would delay the reset, but only temporarily. The species had to demonstrate that it could rise above its failures and show it was worthy of continuing in the grand cosmic experiment. In the weeks that followed, Earth's nations, leaders, and scientists united as never before. The stakes were existential, and every second counted. But the question loomed large. What did it mean to prove their worth? Was it technological advancement? Moral evolution? Unity? The answers were elusive, and the pressure was crushing. For Dr. Kale, the burden was personal. She had uncovered the truth, and now she felt an unbearable responsibility to lead humanity's efforts. Her lab became the epicenter of a desperate global initiative to communicate with the intelligence. Every breakthrough was met with new questions. How do you reason with beings that see you as a failed experiment? How do you inspire empathy in entities beyond human comprehension? In an unprecedented move, Earth's leaders agreed to dismantle their weapons and repurpose the planet's vast resources toward the survival effort. Dr. Kale proposed a bold plan to send a composite signal through the dark matter grid, a message representing the totality of human potential. It would include not just scientific achievements, but art, music, philosophy, and stories of resilience. This isn't just about survival, Dr. Kale told her team during a late-night meeting. It's about showing them who we truly are, our capacity for growth, compassion, and hope. As the deadline loomed, humanity's efforts reached a fever pitch. Cities were rebuilt with astonishing speed. Cooperation between nations flourished, and even ancient rivalries dissolved in the face of extinction. The signal, a monumental data packet representing Earth's best and worst moments, was finally ready. Dr. Kale stood in front of the transmitter, her finger hovering over the activation button. "Do you think they'll understand?" one of her colleagues asked. "I don't know," she replied, her voice trembling. "But we have to try." The signal was sent. For what felt like an eternity, there was no response. The world held its breath as the skies remained dark, the grid silent, and then a pulse, a single, resounding vibration through the dark matter network. The intelligence's reply was brief. "You have one chance." The reset process halted, but the message was clear. Humanity had to make this chance count. The cosmic experiment continued, but the clock was ticking. Dr. Kale and her team realized that the true test wasn't just about survival. It was about transformation. Humanity had to prove it could rise above its flaws, not just for itself, but to earn its place among the stars. The era of complacency was over. The era of evolution, true evolution, had begun.